Okay. All right. So this is, welcome everyone to our 21 days for starting the new year. And we're excited and happy to have everybody join our group. Lots of old faces and familiar faces and some new faces. So I'm excited to meet everybody. So first and foremost, if you haven't already, we have a few people that have, but if you haven't already, please introduce yourself to the group so that we can get to know you a little bit better. You know, it's never too late to introduce yourself. So if you've been off or you have family in town or things like that, definitely introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about you and your goals, what you're looking to get out of this group so that we can help better support you while you're here with us. Just a few things to think about at the beginning. We are going to be doing, and I think I talked about this in my welcome video, but I'm going to reiterate it. There's going to be 5 things that we're going to be focusing on every day that we're going to be checking in. So we're going to be sending a check-in for the first probably week, or at least the first 5 days. We'll send a check-in to ask you to check in, and then it'll start becoming routine. So we may miss that check-in. But first we're going to want to know what workout you did that day. And by workout, I don't mean it has to be a Beachbody workout. I just mean get your butt moving for 30 minutes a day. If that means that you're outside walking because you sit at a desk every day, then do that. If it means that we are doing a Beachbody workout, definitely let us know which workout that you're doing so that everybody can, you know, there's lots of people now that we have the new Beachbody on demand. Everybody's going to be wanting to know what you're doing so that they can decide what they want to do. Whether it be for this 21 days, whether it be for their next 21 days or 3 months down the road, everybody's got different things that they can provide and help each other with. So that's one of the reasons why we ask about workouts. One of the other things we want to know is what Shakeology, what are you drinking for your shake? So not only your flavor, but how are you putting it together? Many people I find in these groups, the hardest thing to do is to get a shake that you like. And then when you find one, you stick with it. And a lot of times we'll want you to mix it up anyway, just to give yourself a little bit of variety. But most of us who have been in groups for a long time or who are drinking our shakes all the time, we definitely have a shake that we like. So we want to start sharing recipes. We want to start sharing ideas and different things. We have a couple coaches that do a lot of freezing of Shakeology. So that's a totally different way of doing it, or creating it into like energy balls or having it as a shake. So there's plenty of ways for you to get that in. But you know that it is part of your nutrition plan. It's got all of your superfoods. For me, it replaces my multivitamin every day. So there's so much that I miss if I don't have my shake. In fact, today I did not have my shake yet, and I'm having it before I go to bed because I just
had mine.
Exactly. So that's going to be one of the other things. The third thing that we're going to want to talk about, Phoebe was talking about this just before we started recording, but sleep. Sleep is very, very important. We all know that life happens. We all know that kids don't sleep. We all know that there are times that you can't go to sleep or you can't get to bed or whatever that is. But we are aiming to get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep at night. I say 6 because I feel like 6 is a realistic goal for people. Most people don't function well under 6 hours of sleep if they constantly get 6 hours of sleep every day. Most people function well between 7 and 9. So that's why you hear people say 8 hours is ideal. It is for most people. The longer you go through this and the more you change your lifestyle, the more you will find what is your ideal sleep time. And then you'll be able to incorporate that into your life. But for a lot of us, we put everybody else first. And so that is part of putting yourself, part of taking care of yourself. If you don't get your sleep, you don't rest your mind and you don't rest your body. And you need all of that in order to function for the next day. The next thing that we're going to talk about is water. We want you to be drinking half of your body weight in water. Okay, so you're going to take your body weight, you're going to divide that by 2, and that's going to be the number of ounces that you're going to drink every day. This is probably by far one of the hardest things for me to do on the weekends, and one of the hardest things for me to do if I am out in the car. So if I'm at work or if I'm at home and I have my water bottle with me and I have all of that, I definitely get it in. If I don't, like yesterday, I went skiing. I did not drink barely anything yesterday, and I suffered this morning when I got up. So you can definitely feel that. If you're somebody who doesn't drink a lot of water, you will definitely see a change in the first couple of days of drinking water. You will be going to the bathroom a whole lot more than you used to, and that will regulate itself. That will definitely go away once your body starts processing and starts getting rid of those toxins. That's one of the main reasons that you want to drink water. But there are multiple reasons that water is very important for you, and we will be sharing that with you throughout this week. Let's see, well, that was number 4, I believe, right? What am I missing?
I think it's shake, exercise, sleep, or no, shake, exercise, sleep, food, water.
Okay, so you're right. Yeah, you've got it. You've got my missing. So there's 2 more things we're going to ask you for, but one other that we're tracking, and that's your food. So you have all received a meal plan, or should have received a meal plan with whatever workout program that you have. If you are doing the Beachbody On Demand All Access, let us know what workout program that you are doing. And if you need help with figuring out your portion containers and how many of each portion container you should be having every day, we can easily help you figure that out. So either message your coach or ask in the group. There are plenty of us to be able to help you figure all of that information out. And if there are things that you have made on your own and or out of a cookbook, whatever, and you want to know, you want it broken out into portion containers, we can certainly help you get all of that as well. But we're targeting basically 80% of your day. So 80% of what you eat, we want you to be clean. And by clean, we mean no processed foods. That doesn't mean that you're cutting out every single bit of caffeine that you normally would have. There's lots of us who don't drink coffee anymore. A lot of that just has to do with the fact that we have changed our diet so much that we don't need it. And the energy that we get from our shakes and exercising and eating healthy gives us what we need. And so the caffeine isn't necessary. But there are people that I still like coffee, so I drink a decaf coffee. There's lots of things that you can change with that. But you want to eat clean. We've got plenty of recipes. We have a lot in the files. And let me see if I can share my screen here. Let me get this set up. Oh, I'm actually in there. Check that out.
Liza, I just wanted to mention, you seem to be cutting in and out a little bit, not totally, but you'll get quieter. I didn't know if maybe you had your hand on something, when you're getting quieter.
No,
I have no idea.
So weird. I'm on my laptop, but I'm in the basement, so that could be part of my problem. Although it says that I'm there. Let me see if I can. I don't know. That's really weird. Can you still hear me now?
We can hear you, but it's quieter than it was before.
Let me see. Is that better?
It's not as good as it was before.
I have no idea where the microphone is on here. I'm on my laptop, and I have no idea where. I wonder where the microphone's at.
It's better now. I mean, it's better when you dipped your head over, so it might be over on that side.
Okay, then maybe that's better because I had it sitting.
So just talk like this.
Talk like this. That works. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me share my screen really quick. And what I'm going to do is show you how to get to our file. So if you're on a computer, you're going to want to get into our 21 Days to the New You. And over here, where the discussion is and the videos and the photos is a file section. So Phoebe has uploaded a lot of files, and I'm going to actually upload a few more, which are going to be some I'm going to upload some shake recipes and different things. So I'll upload some of those tonight. But there's definitely all kinds of stuff in here. Mixed match meal plans that you can follow. The 5-day meal plan, which includes an entire grocery list. So if you're wanting to do just a 5 days where you don't want to think about your meals, it's a complete meal plan that you can put together. But if you need substitutions for things and stuff like that, just let us know, and we can help you out with that. But basically, you're looking to you're looking to stay away from processed foods. You're looking to eat all of your portion containers. And I know that can be difficult for a lot of people. Eating portion containers, sometimes, getting in enough of your veggies is difficult. Sometimes sometimes for people getting in enough of your protein can be difficult. I think most of us probably do pretty good on our carbs, and that's something that we have a hard time figuring out. But Oh, there we go. I'm like, how come I can't stop sharing my screen? There we go. Um, but you want to make sure that you eat all those containers. That food is fuel. But be mindful of the fuel that you put in. You know, we're all coming off of the holidays. So there is going to be somewhat of a detox this week for everybody, me included. I don't think there's probably a single person that I know or that's in this group that hasn't had some sort of splurge or, hasn't eaten outside of that 80% at least 1 or 2 days, for the holidays break. So you're definitely going to see that change, and you're going to see a significant shift within the first week if you stick with your meal plan. Okay. So we want to stick with 80-10. Ideally, 10 is great, but we all know that life happens. And if you're out and about and things like that, and you have to grab a snack somewhere else and it's not ideal for what you're doing, just try to make the best choice possible. Think to yourself, what is the best choice out of what I have? So if I am going to dinner with somebody and I'm out, at a restaurant, is a hamburger my best choice, or have I eaten enough of my carbs for the day and I can get my protein from a salad, and I get a salad and I don't get I get the dressing on the side so I can control it, and maybe I don't eat the entire salad because it's huge and I don't need all of that. Like, there's definitely things that you can do to be able to make that choice. Okay, so this is not, you have to be held up in your house making meals all day long for the next 21 days and you will actually see results. Okay, this is about a lifestyle. Did you have something?
I just wanted to say that Liza mentioned 10, meaning that we usually rate ourselves on food based on how many points out of 10 do you rate yourself for how you did. So 10 out of 10 would be that you did everything perfectly and that you have there were no splurges and you ate healthy all day long. And then 5 out of 10 was that you kind of fell off the wagon there. So that's just sort of the way that we can indicate how we did that day for food.
Yeah, it's based on percentages in a way. So if you think of 10 as 100%, 8 as 80%, 5 as 50%, of your day, that, a very good maybe like to figure out how to rate yourself. But yes, it'll be a rating that you give yourself, and be honest with yourself. This challenge is not about being perfect every day. This challenge is about recording what you've done so that you can look at your previous day and you can be the best you tomorrow. This isn't about comparing yourself to another person that's in there, but it is about being inspired and challenged by other people. You see somebody else post a 10, you're like, damn, how did they do that? Let me strive for that tomorrow. Or, this person has 2 little kids and they somehow got 8 hours of sleep. How the hell did you do that? Because I'd like to know how to make that work, So those are the things that's why we post. That's why we're in there. It's not to make you feel like you're not doing enough. It's to help you have the inspiration and the motivation and the support that you need in order to get where you want to be. Okay. And the last thing that we want to hear about every day is a win or a struggle. Okay, we do focus on wins a lot more than we do struggles, but I know people have struggles, and it's definitely something to be okay with. This is a secret Facebook group. Nobody can find this group, and nobody can see your post in this group. So it allows you to be open and honest with yourself as well as everybody in this group. That's what we're all here for. We are all here to help each other. It's a place to be vulnerable. I think there's always been a time that I am definitely vulnerable and open in every single one of these challenge groups with whatever's going on in my life. You read everybody's Facebook feed and you look at all of that stuff, and everybody's life looks hunky-dory and all of those things happen, but behind the scenes something's there, right? And that's what these groups are for. These groups are for support, not only for your fitness and your nutrition, but they are support for your mental well-being as well. That's why this is a wellness program. That's why it's a wellness group. One of the biggest changes that I've felt and that I have seen doing these challenges and coaching in these challenges is my mental changes. I've seen physical changes for sure. I'm stronger than I was before, but mentally I'm a completely different person than I was before I started these challenges. Everybody has life that happens and things that get thrown your way. I know that without these, I would not be dealing with them as well as I am now. You still break down. It doesn't mean that you don't cry anymore. You absolutely do. But it means that you get out of them and you don't get yourself into a deeper depression or, situations that you can't control. You are definitely much more in control of your life. when you are eating healthy and you're exercising and you're giving yourself those endorphins, and fueling your body and feeding yourself what you need every day to survive. So that's going to be kind of what we're checking in on. So this group also, we will be running little mini challenges throughout this group. And I'll be doing prizes throughout the group, so they'll be random every now and then. So I will be tagging everybody when we do that and letting you know what the prize will be. But we'll just do some random stuff that we'll have throughout the challenge. And the more that you get involved with the challenge, the more that you post, the more that you're engaged in the group, I feel like the better your results will be, and the more you will get out of it. If you're not that kind of person that likes to do a lot of posting and things like that, that's totally fine. But just know, like, nobody's here to judge you. Nobody's here to, question what you're saying. In fact, you will find more support here than you probably will in a lot of other places, just because everybody gets it. Everybody understands what you're going through, whether it's the same situation or not, they get it. And we're definitely all there in the same boat. And then we will have an overall challenge winner, and that challenge winner will receive a $50 gift card to their favorite fitness place online, or like a store, whatever, a store, that kind of thing. So at the end, it will not necessarily be, it'll be a combination. It will be a combination of results and participation. So for instance, if you say you lose 10 pounds in this challenge and you lose 10 inches, but you didn't post anything throughout the challenge, that's the participation we're talking about. Checking in every night, making sure that you're responding to, that you're checking in with people and that you're seeing what else is going on with everybody else. So as long as we're checking in and, we're all having a good time, this is supposed to be fun. It should not be stressful. Okay. It should be fun. When you, like Phoebe talked about, when you hit a 5 for a day, which will most likely happen, get back up the next day and start over. If you have a day you don't do a workout, get up the next day, start over, okay? But follow your programs, that's why the programs are there. I find that if you follow the actual program that you're on and you follow the meal plan, you will have the best results. So for those people who are like, I just am not seeing changes, I'm like, okay, my first question is, did you follow it? Did you follow everything every day? If you didn't, then you have to go back and be honest with yourself and say, could I have done a better job? And that's really what you're looking at every day when you wake up. Am I starting today and am I finishing today where I wanted to be? And if I'm not, what can I do tomorrow to make tomorrow better than I was today? And that's just little things. And we'll talk about some different things that will help you mentally. Phoebe and I will both post a lot of stuff about personal development, which we both do frequently. That has really changed our lives tremendously. I think without that, the days I don't have it, I'm not as in a good mindset as I am when I do have it. So we will definitely be talking about that in this group, starting off in the first week. So we'll be mentioning some books and different things that everybody can pick up and read, and get some feedback from everybody on what you think about all of that stuff. So, all right, I've talked a lot. That is me. So in case you have to, that's what happens. For those that are on, and Phoebe, if you can think of any questions that we might want to answer just off the top of your head that I forgot, I should have written all of this down so I could actually remember things, but it's pretty much off the top of my head.
Well, why don't we do this?
I do have a couple of questions.
Perfect.
When you guys get a chance.
Go for it.
Go for it.
I did not get I did not order anything with containers.
Okay.
When I went online and I just ordered a 24-pack of the shakes, because my son had the DVDs already for the PiYo. I think it's how you pronounce it, the PI, which is the Pilates and yoga. And I know in there with that, or one of the sheets that you guys sent us there, you have like carrots and then what a serving is or whatever. So can I just go by the measurements, like a cup of carrots? Because I know in the pamphlet that came with the DVDs, it says you want to get, I think it's like 6 primary vegetable servings a day, and then they break down what the primary are. So would that work?
I mean, for Pio doesn't specifically use the container system.
Okay.
Instead, it uses those the things that it lays out in that eating program and the eating plan.
Right.
So you can basically just use your eating plan book from Pio and get roughly the same results. When we post those color codes for the portions on the recipes, those are specific to the container system, but it won't necessarily translate exactly to what Pio has. But I mean, generally what you're looking to do is making sure that your portions aren't out of control and that your proportions of the types of food that you're eating are balanced and that you're not eating way too many carbs and not enough protein or, way, or, no vegetables and lots of fats, I mean, so it's, a lot of it is common sense, but it's also just being aware and understanding what a portion size really is. And that's kind of what the portion containers really help you do, is sort of visualize what a portion is. Mm-hmm. And so that's the main benefit of the portion containers. If anybody does not have the portion containers and they are interested in getting them, you can purchase them a la carte. And so if anybody, just feels like they need to have that visualization, which it really does help. And after a while, you kind of, once you understand, you've used them for a while, you kind of understand, okay, I'm going to scoop some brown rice on my plate, and I know how much that is going to be to be a portion size. So I don't know, does that answer your question?
Yeah, because I did 5 or 6 years ago, we did the Weight Watchers. So we did a lot of the, measuring out of, the portions and stuff. So I can pretty much eyeball a lot of stuff like that for like rice and portions and stuff. I don't have to measure out so much anymore. Mm-hmm. But, and I do have, because I work for Johnson Bank and we get to go to the Johnson store, I do have a lot of Ziploc containers and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I do have a girl at work that is actually doing the 21-day, and she has the containers. Mm-hmm. So I was going to have her bring her containers, and we were going to try and see which ones were close to what we have at the Johnson store already, mm-hmm. because I didn't really think about getting the containers. I don't know why, it just went right over my head. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, so basically they're going to add up to certain amounts of cups. So like for instance, the vegetables, your portion size for a vegetable is going to be a cup. And then based on the Pio, it's going to tell you how many of those portions per day. So if it's saying 6, you're looking at 6 cups. If it's saying 4, you're looking at 4 cups.
Okay.
Protein is usually around 3/4 of a cup, and carbs are a half a cup. It's
okay.
when you start getting into like your nuts and your healthy fats and things like that, that's when things look really small. and you get something and you're like, yep, that's like a tablespoon or maybe a teaspoon. And so that's when things get, carbs as a half a cup is still small too. But some of the things, check out some of the, even the snack portions in the files that we posted, they'll tell you, like, instead of measuring out like a banana, a half a banana is, a portion, or for a fruit portion, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Your shake is always going to be 1 protein portion for sure. And then anything you add to it. So you're going to have 1 protein portion. And then if you add a serving of fruit, which is going to be a cup, then that's going to be that's going to be a 1 serving of fruit. So that's how you're going to look at those things when you put it in there.
Okay. And then a lot of because I bought some of the different extracts to put into the shakes, like I have coconut and peppermint and almond. Yep. And those are okay. There's not like a portion for those, right? Obviously you're not going to add more than a couple drops, because you're not going to be like, oh, peppermint. So, but those are.
I would think that those would be like free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like would definitely be free. Because they're, like you said, you're not adding a lot. Like if you were going to Starbucks and asking for extra pumps to your, peppermint mocha, then we would be talking about that, because it's a lot of sugar and that's really not what you want to do. But you're doing extracts, which is different. So that will be fine. That should be fine. The other things that are free are most of your spices. All of your spices are free except for salt. I would just make sure that you take a limited salt intake, and that's just in general. But anything that like onion powder, stuff like that, you're pretty much free on all of those things. And then balsamic vinegar is usually a free option. Your olive oil is not going to be free, but it will count as part of your tablespoons of oils. So there's plenty in there to be able to get through a dressing for a couple salads or things like that. So that's there, but there's definitely some free items that we have in there, and I can post some of that in the group as well.
What do you suggest for an alternative to balsamic vinegar? Because I cannot eat balsamic vinegar.
For a salad dressing?
Yeah.
How about red wine vinegar?
Yeah.
I have real bad reflux.
No vinegar at all.
She's got
Not really. Mm-mm. So there is now. I have there's a light raspberry vinaigrette that I can use. That's and it's like I usually use just very minimal of it, and that tends to be. It's real low fat and it's very low. It doesn't have a lot of sugar, no high fructose corn syrup or anything like that in it. So I use that on my salads, but cannot do real. I would just issues with that.
Whatever you're using, and I think light dressings can be fine because they've got less fat in them. But I would just
I stay away from the creamy. I don't do any creamy.
And dressings can also have a lot of sugar in them too, so just kind of look at the sugar level on that. And as always, we all know, like if you just use enough salad dressing to lightly flavor your salad, and you'll be okay.
Excuse me 1 second.
It's fine.
Hello. Hey.
I'm gonna mute you. Or maybe
okay. I'm right in the middle of a webinar thing. Can I call you right back?
Maybe it'll be okay.
Tacos are fine. Okay. What time? Okay, perfect. Thanks, hon. Bye. My son invited me over for dinner tomorrow. He's like, what can you eat?
That's funny.
Yeah, because he knows I'm starting this. He goes, what can you eat? And so I'm just like, tacos are fine. I'll just be real cautious with them.
Yeah, tacos are great. You can make your own stuff.
That's awesome.
Yep, so sorry.
So do you have any other questions that are on your mind, Judy?
With the PiYo workout and stuff, I still have therapy 2 times a week. So and I know when looking at it, it's very specific. It's got a certain one to do each day. If I'm in therapy, my time is going to be because it's 45 minutes for therapy, and it's usually right after work, or it's at like 5:30 in the evening. So, and if I'm doing the therapy, would you suggest with the PiYo to like just continue with the program and just count that as still a workout because I am on an elliptical, I am doing different things with my foot and stuff, but then don't skip anything, would you say? Because it's very specific. It's like lower body, upper body. Even if I have to throw in a therapy in between there or something, just continue and stay on the same pattern that they have?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say, is that, you don't want to necessarily skip your PiYo workouts in the sense that like you don't want to skip over them. But of course,
right.
Like have a therapy day, that would be your workout for the day. And then the next day, continue on in the sequence of your program.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't hear Liza.
No, you're okay.
Rachel, did you have any specific questions you wanted to ask?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I really just was wondering about the water thing because I hadn't come across it in anything I'd read yet. I drink a lot of water anyway, so I wasn't too concerned, but I was just wondering for the program what the water intake recommendation was, and you guys covered that, so.
Okay, great. Rachel, I know your program probably hasn't arrived yet, and is that true?
Right, not yet.
Okay. Just when you get it, make sure you because I'm not, for some reason I'm blanking on whether 21 Day Fix has a calendar that comes with it. I kind of think it doesn't. And what you do is you just go through each workout in order, and there's seven days of it.
It has a calendar, Phoebe.
Oh, it does? Okay. Sorry, I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I've done that one.
Yeah, it has a 7-day calendar. So you are doing 7 days of workouts in that program, but 2 of your days are what I would consider an active recovery day. So one day will be Pilates and one day will be yoga.
Okay.
And that'll be mixed in with your workouts, and then you'll have a couple cardio workouts and then a couple strength training workouts, basically.
Okay.
But you'll be working out every single day. That was the program I started with, and that was really what made me want to work out every day, because it had you working out every day, but you had a couple days where it wasn't as intense. Let's put it that way. So it gives you kind of a little bit of a rest and relaxation, but it is a 7-day calendar that they put. It'll just be the same thing. So you'll do the first 7 days, and then the week 2, it'll be the same thing for, each day will be the same.
Okay. And I did the 5-day meal plan that Phoebe had uploaded. I did that, so all my food's ready.
Yay.
I started that today.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. Cool.
We're on that less than 5 minutes. I'm gonna have to stop recording. It's gonna kick us all out. So
okay.
I don't want to speed us up, but I'm I know what.
Right. No, I think this is probably a good time to wrap up.
Perfect.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Well, if anybody who's not on the live call has questions, please post your comments or reach out to your coach individually, and we are happy to answer any questions you have.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Tomorrow.
You guys here.
All right. Bye.